Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader at TechTrader.com. It's Tuesday, the 22nd, and these are the charts of the day. Well, interesting day on Wall Street today. It was definitely a turnaround Tuesday as the market marched forward and ran hard. Most of the day was an update for a lot of stocks. I'm going to pick out a few on the long side that look really good today. Some of them are swings. AJRD for one. You can see that the wedge that it's been in was broken today with a pop of 73 cents or 2.6%. Not a lot, but with volume picking up to 1.4 million, this definitely broke out. And if we step back a little bit and take a look at what's doing here, take a look at the pullback. This is a stock that has more to go into the low to mid 30s, in my opinion. It's almost 8 days to cover, and this one looks like it's on its way. ATI, well, we haven't talked about this in a while, but today I had a big day up $1.80 or almost 10% of 4.8 million. More importantly, it broke through key resistance zone right there and closed at the upper end of the range and near the top of the short-term channel. But if it blows through, which I'm thinking we may see, 24 and 27 are targets. There's 13.2 days to cover in this one. Very attractive. AVAV, well, take a look at the pop it had in July when it exploded from like 30 to 40 in about a week. And it pulled back in orderly fashion and popped again, reversed, pulled back in a falling wedge, and then today was a big one. Today it popped $1.90 or 5%. 370,000 doesn't sound like a lot, but for this one it is. One of the bigger volume days in the last month. And you can see that there are tops going along that 40 range. If we get through it, it was 39.30 to close up 190. With 5.2 days to cover, this could be moving, I think, pretty quickly into the low 40s and then maybe mid 40s. Looking at the long-term chart, you can see it's a big base has developed, which could explode that stock even into the 50s. Nice move on a veil today. And we've been watching this stock closely as it exploded, little wedge, broke out, large coil, and now another move. Got the resistance that backed off. It popped through today. It was only up 17 cents, but it was 5% and 9.45 million shares. That's the biggest volume since back in July. It looks to me like this is on its way. It may very well get to my target about 5 3/4. Keep an eye on this one. It looks interesting. Beta up 216 or 5.8% today. May have popped out of the wedge. Looks like it has. What I'll be watching is can it get above the recent spike high at 40.63, and if it does, the channel top on this one looks like 47 with 7.37 days to cover. Beta could take off. Let's keep an eye on this one to see if it takes out that level as early as tomorrow. Could be that this is the wedge we're looking at right there. Chegg, interesting stock. Look at the pop about 2 weeks ago and then the couple week flag pattern. Today it snapped back to 65 cents or 4.5% on nearly a million. And if you look at the overall chart configuration, I think probably the stock is headed towards the mid-channel line, which should take it up to about 17. Beyond that, we're looking at 2021. There's almost 19 days to cover. This one could get juicy as well. FCX. Well, look, it popped and broke out and then pulled back, but it was still up 34 cents, 2.3%, a whopping 31.8 million. So there was some profit taking on it. And there is some resistance up in this area, but I think if it gets through, we're looking at 17, 19, maybe 22 eventually. Swing trade Immunogen. After the three-wave corrective, it's moved up nicely, and today it popped 31 cents or almost 5%. What I'm looking for is a run at and a test up to 7 1/4, then 8, and then 9 1/2 3/4. 5.3 days to cover on this one. Beautiful rising channel. IMMU, another one with a beautiful rising channel. So it pulled back to the bottom of the channel, reversed a week ago. It's been up every day since. And you can see today popping back up through the 951 area, reaching 967 and closing at 947, right at that level. It looks like it's headed towards 10 3/4. It might very well be headed to 14, 15 over the next weeks and months. That's what it looks like. 19.3 days to cover on IMMU. Rock and roll time. And how about that kite? It's only gone from mid-30s to 130. This is 100 points here this November. Breaking the base with the breakaway gap and then the pullback. That was a nasty little fake out right there. But it came right back up and broke out again. It's run up steadily in the rising channel, reaching its highs almost 139 today. The intermediate channel top says this could be 155, 158, something like that in the near term. 9.2 days to cover on that one. Well, LABU, are the biotechs ready to make a move? Well, this 2 days in a row snap back off the $55 support level. But there's resistance right here at 62 or 61.85. We can get through that tomorrow and take out the 50, which right now is about 63.5. We can get up through there and we look for 67, 69, 75 and more. But that all depends on the biotech group and how it runs, but it looks like this could be the beginning of a breakout of a falling wedge. Maser Robotics popped 223 or 6% today. Volume wasn't huge, but for that stock, it was the biggest volume on an up day since the beginning of July when it popped here. Keep an eye on the multiple tops right there at just under 39. If we get through that, we should see a quick test of 42.5 3/4, and then you're off to the races. 6 days to cover on that one. Swing trade, Spark Therapeutics, or once ONCE, looked like a nice 3-wave corrective flag consolidation, low volume, good technicals. Today popped 232 or 3%. Volume wasn't huge, but I'll be watching this pattern because if it breaks out and runs out, this could move into the mid-80s, low to mid-90s eventually, with 10.7 days to cover. Nice base, breakout, and flag. Stay tuned. Swing trade SCCO, the copper stock, broke out today as well. And you can see that it popped out of this consolidation, got all the way up to 41.21 before backing off. But I like the look of it. I think it gets to 42 and 44, maybe 45 short term. 9 days to cover short. Supernus is at an all-time high today. 46.55 is a high. And only closed a quarter off that, up 235 or 5.35%. And pretty good volume, the best in about 3 to 4 sessions. If we can get it up through this 46.45 range, and today's high was 46.55, we can punch it all the way into the low 50s. My target's 52, my secondary target's 59. There's 7.5 days to cover on this beauty. Triton is another swing that's acting well. Today it popped out of a wedge, it looks like it, up $1.78 or 5.3%. With 3 days to cover short, this may very well run. Let's get it over 36 tomorrow and have it run to 38 and then 39.40. Vertex up 6.5 points nearly today. They broke out of the falling pattern within a large rising channel. I think the next target is a retest of the highs up around 170, 168, and then looking at 188 and even 205 to 10. But this is a stock you want to keep close tabs on in terms of support, which right now happens to be 147. And finally tonight is XPO Logistics, one of our swing trades from way back in here when it exploded last August, a year ago. You can see what it's done since, going from 30 some odd, low 30s to 65, doubling and then pulling back. Now, I'm showing it to you today because it snapped back 222 or 4%. Volume increased a little bit. It's right at resistance. I need to see a little bit more out of it. Perhaps a takeout of this declining top sign. We're right there. We're also at the 21-day moving average. So any further upside here, we should make a run at, say, 61. And beyond that, we're looking at another run in the mid-60s. And that's it for tonight, everybody. This is HB out. Let's make some money tomorrow. Good night.